Hey there, soul shines. It's Michelle here, and welcome to Creative Expressions. This is my third Creative Expressions video, and I have actually been looking forward to this. And I'm sorry, I can tell that this is wiggly. Sorry about that. I'm making this after people have gone to bed. Well, they're not necessarily asleep. I had unexpected things happen today, and I'm finally here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make my video today because the whole weekend is crazy busy. But I was committed. I wanted to do this, so here I am. Life update. My son just took off for Oregon with his friends for the weekend. I have been extremely frustrated with him because he decided not to go to work for a whole week, and therefore he doesn't have a job now. That's a little frustrating. On the other hand, two of my children just got a summer job, and they have their first day Saturday, and we're really excited for them. They're going to be working at a water park, so exciting news there. They just got new phones, and my daughter lost the little micro SIM card for her phone while she was trying to put in an SD card, and that's been very stressful, and it's still missing. It's like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot more positive in my life as of late. But also a lot of frustration. Been dealing with a lot of I don't matter energy. I had a car pull out in front of me yesterday, and I just got really angry, and I was like, why am I not letting this go? What would it take to let this go? Because it was really frustrating me to be so angry. I didn't like the example I was giving my son. I don't like to have road rage, and I was just like, it was just really frustrating. And a couple minutes after I asked that, what came to me was that it was a part of this I don't matter. I felt like him pulling out in front of me said that I didn't matter. And I've had so much of that, starting with Mother's Day, when I just got a text from one of my children, and that's the extent of Mother's Day from him. And so it just kind of has spiraled into this energy that I've been dealing with, and reminding myself that I do matter. So yeah. Another life thing is that my cute grandson just turned 2. And we're celebrating Sunday, which should be the day before this comes out, if I get it uploaded like I'm supposed to. I'm so excited to see them. I never get to see them enough. I'm trying to think when I did get to see them. It's been a while. Probably celebrating my daughter's birthday. And her birthday was the end of April, so if I had my way, I'd see them all the time. You know, grandmas do that. And actually, I get called Lola. That is the Filipino word for grandma. And my son spent a couple of years in the Philippines. My daughter-in-law actually spent 1.5 years in the Philippines as well, although they didn't speak the same language. As my son learned 2 languages over there. She learned 1 language, and between the 3 languages, they can communicate with each other. So, but I got the nickname Lola, and I didn't want to be grandma. I just didn't. I wanted to have a cute nickname of some kind, something that was different than just grandma. I didn't want to be a nana. I didn't want to be an oma. I didn't want to be a mima, like, or all the other things. And so when Lola showed up into our life, I was like, that's it. I'm so excited. I am Lola. So my grandkids, they're kind of it's not as consistent on the parents' side, and so they kind of go back and forth between me being Grandma and me being Lola. I'm hoping that as they get older that it just strictly becomes Lola. And I do know that my 19-year-old daughter, that is totally her plan because she loves it, that I get to be Lola. So that's kind of it for the life update, I guess. Interesting is that there's this thing out there called human design. It's kind of, I guess, based on astrology. I don't really know where it comes from. But a lot of people that I know are into that. And I've been a little frustrated. I was like, it doesn't sound right. I'm like, I'm so glad that you're happy with it, but it doesn't sound right. And then one day I came across cosmic human design, which means, it's based on, I think it's pronounced sidereal. It's a different form of astrology. It's not that astrology is different. It's saying that the planets have all shifted from when the astrology system was created, and that so this other methodology goes with this is where things have shifted, and so this is what the stars were really like when you were born. Interestingly enough, I have a Libra moon in both systems, so that was fun and makes sense why I would 100% resonate with everything they say about a Libra moon. And it doesn't matter which one has more truth or not truth or whatever. But when I did the human design chart that is based on this other kind of astrology, all the things people were saying about human design started making sense to me. I was like, oh, actually now it makes sense. Actually this resonates as having a basis of truth in it. And it's been fascinating to learn about and kind of see how it makes sense. One of them is about pressure. I guess there's these two areas in your chart that are about pressure, and everything they say about the one that's about pressure. One of them's like pressure to think, it's a head one, and the other one's a root one, which is pressure to do and act. And everything they say about the pressure one makes complete sense to me. What was I saying? Got interrupted by my daughter. So like this pressure to do shows up. One of the things with the way that my chart reads is people who have this open, as they call it, open root, have this need to finish things so they get the pressure off. They don't like the looming deadlines because it just is too much pressure for them. And I think it's fascinating because like these, I'm going to show you these again. I've already showed them. These were for my grandson. His birthday was 2 days ago, or one day. Oh wait, today's Thursday, his birthday was Wednesday. Okay, so I've had these done for a long time. I've had these done since before I did my first video on this channel, because it's like I need to get that done so that that pressure is not hanging over my head. I start doing my Christmas shopping very early because I don't want that pressure. I'm going to be doing a commission project, and it's for Christmas presents, and I'm like, we need to get started now so that I have time to get them all done, and I want to have them all done because of the pressure factor. So it's been really interesting to learn about. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to show you these because I wanted to show you everything that I have for my grandson's birthday. So we'll start with a finished object to show you that. Okay, so first of all, I'm giving him socks. Everybody in my family this year is getting at least one pair of socks for me. I'm hoping to get some Christmas socks done too, but we'll see. So I've already showed these before, I know that, but these are for him, and I just think they're so cute. They're so tiny, and I just, oh, so adorable. When I was moving stuff around couple months ago, I had found a project that I had completely forgot about. I don't know if I've showed it on here. It took me a little bit of undoing a couple of things because I could not remember what size crochet hook I used. I think I got it all figured out. So I'm giving him this because I found it and I just hurried and finished it up. And so I've got this fun Spider-Man-ish blanket thing that I will give him. And he's like a snuggly kid, so I think he'll quite enjoy this. I made him a blanket when I found out. I think it's a corner to corner, probably in a soft yarn. And apparently he loved it, at least as a baby, and he would just snuggle up on it and just loved that blanket. And that was so thrilling to hear. I love hearing that. So it's really fun. I love making things for my daughter-in-law and the grandkids because there's this concept out there called knitworthy, and they're very knitworthy. They try to, if I give things to the grandkids, they'll end up wearing them to my house. If it's wearable, they'll tell me about how they use it at home or things like that. And it's just really fun. It's really fun for me to actually feel like what I make is appreciated. So I'm giving him the blanket, I'm giving him the socks. And then, of course, because it's a year of gnomes, I made him a gnome. And I'm pretty positive I have showed this one on here. I don't know if it was in a Creative Expressions video or if it was just something else, but I just loved his nose. I took his nose from a different pattern than the regular thing, but it was still from the same person, Imagine Landscapes. Isn't he so cute? Oh, he's just so fun. So I'm giving him these 3 things. I'm so excited. So excited. So, the other thing that I finished, one of the other things is the socks. I'll put the picture here and a link in the iCards to my video, the Afterthought Hill, so you can see those. Because I finished the socks for my daughter. I was so grateful to finish those socks. It was hard. It was hard to work with the dark yarn, and it reminded me that I have to do 2 at a time, because I will get stuck in sock syndrome. So the other thing that I finished, they're done, the knitting's done, but I've realized I get to go back and fix something in it. So I finished my watermelon socks, and I'm gonna put a picture of it on my foot. I am so excited. So the way this is, that's crazy. I should have the paper somewhere. Here's the paper. It's like, I know I have the paper somewhere. So the fabric content of these socks is 72% cotton, 18% polyamide, and 10% polyester. And this is the Regia Tutti Frutti cotton sock yarn, cotton color Tutti Frutti. And so, like, yeah, it's got some stretch and everything, but it's like super loose around here and it doesn't stay up on my foot. So I'm gonna get some cotton covered elastic, like anyway, I'm gonna get elastic and put in here. I have elastic that's clear elastic to crochet or to knit into the top of my cotton socks. I didn't realize that this would need that. It's the only challenge that I have is the very top. So it's a finished object, but I do need to get some elastic thread, and put in here. I want to get the cotton because the way that you sew it in is you sew it behind what would be the pearls, but it looks like knit from the wrong side. You sew it behind those, and then it kind of trails across the front. At least that's what I've seen so far. I'm gonna do a little more research before I actually show it. And so I want the elastic to be covered, since it will be somewhat exposed on the inside. Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. But I'm super excited about them, and they're perfect for like a summer. Just sometimes I wear socks in the summer. Most of the time I'm barefoot. But sometimes I wear socks for, like, if the air conditioning is too cold but I don't want to turn it off, I'll put socks on. Or like if I were to go camping or be out in the evening when it gets cool in the mountains, I would put socks on. So just sometimes it's fun to wear socks, and because they're watermelon, they totally scream summer. I'm just really excited about them. So I have those done. So I've finished socks, and I can't start any socks until this next. Keeps wiggling my laptop, like, it's so weird. Like, it's not even, is it touching? I don't even think anything's touching it. I don't know how it's wiggling. Anyway, I do still have a pair of socks on needles. I'll show you in a minute when I show you my whips. But I can't start cast on any more socks until the 28th. Luckily, by the time you watch it, I will have cast on socks. Ooh, I'm so excited. I am going to be participating in my first Crazy Sock Lady summer sock camp. This is her 3rd year doing the summer sock camp, and I'm super excited to be a part of the summer sock camp. And I have my 9-inch circulars that I will be casting on. Apparently, before we go on to finished objects, we're going to talk about my plans, because this is where we're going. So I've got my 9-inch that I'm going to be casting on alpaca to see if I can work with alpaca, because it's really hard. Oh my gosh, it is so hard seeing all the beautiful yarns and hearing all of the knitters talk about these yarns that they get, and they're all wool, and knowing that I can't knit with wool. It was really disappointing to find out that I have a problem with wool. Besides the whole sock thing and knitting sweaters with wool and all the ways you can use wool, the other thing that was frustrating for me is that, and I will totally probably butcher the name, there's a thing called the Shinrone dress? Shinrone? I don't know. It is a dress that I think they call extant. Is that the word? It's a dress that they found in the bogs of Ireland, and from probably around maybe the 1500s or something, that it was the remnants of a dress. And actually, if I find the picture, I will put a picture up here of the dress that they found. And so somebody has made a pattern based on studying that dress, and the fabric would have been wool. Well, the fabric was wool. And so if you want to do an authentic representation, you would need to do wool. And I don't even know how to explain the pull I have towards Ireland, my Irish ancestors. There's just something about it. Like, I have ancestors from many places, but the Irish always just like calls to me. Like, there's something about it. And so I was really excited to find this dress. And now I've got to, I can't wear wool with it, and so it's a little disappointing. So I will still probably eventually make that dress, just not with wool. So not being able to use wool has been extra, disappointing for sure. My mom used wool. She had a wool suit, so I know that she didn't have a problem with wool. And I was kind of booked by it, and I didn't know why. And now I know why. My daughter is really bad about it. I'm so glad I'm not her, because me, at least, it wasn't until I was working with it that I knew I had a problem. So I am going to be casting on alpaca socks. I think I'm going to be putting those on my 9-inch circulars. And then I have two sets to do magic loop socks, and I'm really excited about it because one of them's a brand new set. So now I'm gonna have 3 pairs of socks going, and here's why. But I'm excited about it. For one, I get bored working on the same thing, and even though they're both socks, I'm excited to be able to move back and forth. My commission project that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing socks. I'm going to be doing newborn booties. I'm going to be doing socks for toddlers. The oldest child is 9, so and there's like 7 or 8 pairs of socks that I'm going to be making for this commissioned project. I'm really excited about that. So one set of needles will be commissioned. So I constantly have a pair of socks going for that. And then I'm going to be casting on my daughter's blue and white socks for her birthday. Her birthday is July 7th. So I want to get those going as soon as I finish Adel's. Or if I finish Adel's, Adel is my granddaughter, by the way. Her name is Edelweiss. Isn't that a beautiful name? When she was born, I don't know if I have a picture of it, but when she was born, we knew she was going to be named Edelweiss. I crocheted these little tiny, they're kind of like the little fake flip-flop kind of idea, and I've had these crocheted little Edelweiss flowers to put on top of it, and that was really exciting. And I think it would be really fun to do something again with Edelweiss flowers for her. She's turning 4, so as soon as her socks are done, I will be casting on my daughter's, unless I finish her socks. Well, today's Thursday. I can start casting on for the summer sock on Saturday, and I haven't worked on Adel socks today, so I'm not really worried about it. When I finish hers, I'll be able to cast on the next one, because I will be in the summer camp. So the reason with the summer camp is it, like, you cast on, there's no works in progress allowed for the summer camp. So everybody has been getting their needles cleared off, including me, and it's been so hard since I finished my watermelon socks to not cast on the next sock. I'm like, So I've been forcing myself to work on other things. I am going to be making a gnome. I have to have that one done before Wednesday, the 1st. My daughter's going to a 4-day girls camp. It's a church thing, and they have these little secret sister things that they do, and I'm going to make a gnome for her to take to her secret sister. So I've got to get working on that. I really need to work on that. I will be making a bonnet. I will be making an apron. So those are also in the plans, and that brings me back to works in progress. I am working on this poke. I have been putting in the casing. This is going to be a skirt. It's got one panel up here, another panel at the bottom. It's just gathered together. I'm just putting a casing and an elastic at the top and hemming the bottom. It's a super simple skirt. This is what I'm doing for my daughter to wear on her Pioneer reenactment trek thing that she's doing in August. See, this is another of those pressure things. Gotta get this done, get it off. And so this is what I've been like, okay, no socks. So this is a perfect time to sew. But I have been super opposed to my sewing machine as of late. I don't really know why I have not wanted to use a sewing machine. A part of it, I think, is my brain associates sewing with my mom. I don't know if that's exactly it. I don't really know. But I have been thoroughly enjoying hand sewing this. So I've been, everything is hand stitched without a machine. Which is why it's not done yet. If it was machine sewn, it would be done. I would probably have had the apron done, the bonnet done, all of it done. So I will continue working on this. I will be, like I said, the bonnet, I'm gonna make the bonnet with the leftover from this sheet. It was a bed sheet that I had gotten from a thrift store. And I have some muslin left over from when I was making my daughter a pirate shirt, my other daughter. She wanted a pirate shirt. She loves to cosplay. And so I made her a pirate shirt. I also sewed that completely by hand. Her first pirate shirt I used a machine with. The second one I did completely by hand. I was really excited about that. And so I have some muslin from that I will be making the apron from. I'm excited about that. Future project, my watermelon socks left me plenty of yarn. I weighed them and I think they were like 22 grams maybe for these. It does have the heel that's in a different thing, and then these ones were like, I think these are like 30 grams. So I actually want to make another pair of socks, and that will be really fun. Although I could make like a little summer shawl. We'll see. I was excited about that. I was excited to have so much yarn left over. Toss those in here along with the paper because I will need that eventually. Okay, so my little socks, I have the yarns tucked in the top here so that they don't get all lost around. But these I did, oh, that's what I didn't tell you. My first fish lip hills. These, and I do toe up socks so far. I struggle with joining in the round in the ribbing. Maybe I will figure that out this summer. So toe up socks, I did a fish lip hill. These ones I did not, I just kept going with the same yarn. I loved how they worked out. Like, they didn't start at the very same place, which is fine. But they did kind of end up with their colors similarly done, and the heels both ended up all in this aqua color, which I really thought, I love how they've turned out. So it's a 3x1 ribbing that I've been doing. Just kind of guessed and figured it out myself. I used some formulas for doing vanilla socks, and I was like, well, this shouldn't be too hard to put 3x1 ribbing on there. I just have to kind of think about where it would start here. So I have, you know, a plain stockinette on the stockinette on the bottom, and then 3x1 ribbing on the top. And then when I got above like the hill place, I went all the way around. It was pretty exciting, and so I'm just gonna keep going for a while. They've got probably another inch of knitting to do until they're ready, and I might go even further, I don't know. She's gonna be 4, and aren't they just so cute? I just love it. I love it. So that's one of my things that I'm working on. So lots of sewing, finishing those socks so that they'll be ready for the next sock. And then I have showed this. So this is a drops pattern. And it's gonna be a sweater for me, and I'm really excited about it. I did not finish the front, but I went until the first skein ended, and I actually may end up undoing some of it, because what I want to do, I started the back, it's crochet. What I want to do is crochet down a little ways down the back, and then actually kind of hook them together, like maybe pin them together so I can see, because I am shaped like a bell, which means that I go like this as I get bigger. And it makes it really hard to find tops, which is fun for making my own. So even though this is just supposed to go straight down to the end until however long it's supposed to be, what I'm going to do is kind of hook up the two sides just to see how it fits around. And then I may have to actually undo some of this so I can increase to make it so fits around my tummy and my bell-shaped body. So and that's one of the things I love about crochet, is that you can do, or even knitting, slow fashion, as some people say, is that I get to make sure that it actually is going to fit. So I have worked on this, not as much as I would like, because I've been sock crazy and working on sewing, and I've just tried to give myself kind of a, you need to work so much a week on your sweater, and you need to do the gnomes. I have it figured out to when I need to make gnomes for everybody in my family to get a gnome. This extra gnome is a bonus gnome. But these are so fast. I hardly worked on it because of just life being busy. We've had the end of school stuff and everything. And this one, I started it on, I think, a Sunday and finished it on like Thursday or Friday. Hardly takes any time to make them, and I love that about them. My socks, my watermelon socks, took me just over 3 weeks to do. So that was exciting to know. I started writing down when I started it and how long it takes me, and some things. I have a whole bunch of other projects that are kind of on hold that are almost forgotten whips. So the AF whips. But let me look really quickly. I have talked about my sweater. I've talked about Edelweiss's socks and the skirt. I've talked about things coming up, the bonnet and the apron. What I'm doing with socks and gnomes. And I've shared with you my afterthought heel finished object, my gnome finished object, watermelon sock finished object. Another thing that finally, and I consider this a finished object as well, is my little flower garden. Because I have physical ailments, it took me a long time to get my garden put in. I only have a few flowers. My favorite flowers and Impatiens. I will actually put a picture of them in full bloom up on the screen because they are so pretty. I just love them, and I love that they just bloom over and over again all summer long. They are shade-loving flowers, so it's nice for where, because my yard is very shady. My front yard is very shady, my backyard is not. And so I finally got it dug, and it took me multiple times, and then I just had my kids actually put the plants in the ground. So it's not perfect, but it's going to still be beautiful. So I'm going to share that with you as a finished object because I'm really excited about that. That's also a whip, you know, it's a work in progress because I will have to weed it as we go and take care of it this summer. I'm so excited for that. I love watching things grow. Can't really garden right now, so I'm very grateful that I at least get to grow my flowers. So flowers, and let's talk about yarn. So let's talk about yarn. Okay, so I did my yarn haul video, which if you're interested in yarn hauls, I'll put it in the iCard. A drink of water. So if you're interested in yarn haul videos, I'll put that in the iCard. Like I said, it came from Hobbii, and I'm super excited because the lady that I am doing the commission socks for, she came over and we ordered a whole bunch of yarns from Hobbii. I love that I can buy sock weight cotton yarn. I'm super excited for that because so many most yarn is wool. And I like this yarn that's it's acrylic from Hobby Lobby. It's the Cozy Toes. I like this, but the yarn options, like the color options, are so limited, and so I'm really excited to do what I'm doing for her. We have some really fun things and some really fun yarn, so I was really excited about that. And so that's coming, and it may come as early as this weekend. Like, I may be doing a yarn haul video really quickly here. And then the next day I was like, you know what, I have to. I have to buy more yarn. I get to be very, very strict with myself from here on out. But I knew that I had I got the 4 skeins of yarn. I'm gonna grab one. So this yarn here it's sock weight. So you can kind of see that it's pretty thin. This one's got gold specks and the gold spiral sparklies, and it's red and white and green, and it's Christmassy. And I've got 4 that, you know, they're all different colors, but they're all Christmas, and I'm really excited about it. But they're also all sparkly, and it's basically, oh, it's so squishy. 1 pair of socks, give or take a little bit. I mean, I will easily get my granddaughter's socks out of whatever is left from the different yarns. But I was like, if I make us girls socks, then what about the boys? And so I had to buy red, white, and green yarn. And of course, if I'm gonna buy red, white, and green yarn, I had to buy other stuff too. So yeah, so that I ordered one on one day, and the next day I ordered mine, and they should be here. The post office was kind of, I have signed up to get notices of what's coming in my mailbox, and it also tells me upcoming packages. So the posting, tracking through Hobbii, because they're coming out of Denmark, tracking is kind of weird. You get left country of origin, and you may get it's in US Customs, but that's kind of it, and you have no clue, and it just shows up. Well, then this week I found out that it's actually in the US Post Office. If I go into my post office dashboard, I can actually look at it, and it's saying that it could be coming Saturday. So it could come Saturday, it could come Tuesday. Either way, I'm excited. I'm getting yarn. So excited. And I'm really excited that it is coming this soon, because I do want to participate in a summer sock camp, and that means I can get my commission sock on right away as well. So I will have 3 pairs of socks. I will have 3 pairs of socks going next week. I'm so excited. And yarn, 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 yarn. So I do have some yarn to show you. And yes, I move and everything moves. It's so dumb. I don't even know why. It's not attached. It shouldn't be moving. Okay. So when I said I got my yarn haul, I thought that was everything that I had ordered for from my tax refund budget. I had ordered a whole bunch from Hobbii. I was really excited, and I shared that with you guys. I had ordered some drops yarn. I was really excited to share that with you guys. I had my watermelon yarn and some yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I shared all of that with you in the other video. And then I remembered that I had 2 more skeins of yarn coming, and they were coming from Lithuania, which is why they hadn't gotten here yet. And they are here, and it is, you will recognize it. Let me take it out of the bag. Okay, these are Regia cotton Tutti Frutti. So they're the same kind of yarn as my watermelon socks. I'm so excited. This one here is called Strawberry, and oh my gosh. See, the one thing that I have a challenge with these is, if you can see, the color of them is kind of orange. It's green and kind of orange. The color that I put in here at the end is kind of a really light peach color. It would almost be called nude. It's not nude though, it's not tan enough for that. So, and when I say nude, I'm referring to the actual color name, not skin color, because people have different colors of skin. But this strawberry yarn is pink, and what I would have expected the watermelon yarn to be. And I love this color of pink. I love the, like, it's got kind of a darker, almost into the reds. And I love this color. I'm in love with this one. I'm just like, oh, can I just want this one. And then this one here is the color Grape, and my daughter likes purples, and so I might make this for her, or I might make it for my daughter-in-law, because it's got purples and blues, and those are her 2 favorite colors. So I might change my mind at what I've got. I've had sock yarn for her, but I might change my mind and do this one. No, just like all the yarns. So this is my little, the tail end of my, officially all of my tax refund yarn is here. And now I'm not allowed to buy any yarn for a long time. Alrighty, I am done. I've showed you my finished objects. I've told you about my plans. I have showed you what I'm giving my grandson. It's been lovely. I've been having a lot of fun on YouTube, and I also get a little, I'm not quite sure the word for it. I can't say frustrated, because it's not frustrated, and I can't really say I'm overwhelmed, but there's all these amazing people out there doing YouTube, and they're doing YouTubes like mine. How can I get upset if people aren't watching mine when I know that trying to keep up with all of the different channels is hard? I have a couple that I just adore so much that I'm like, oh, they just posted a video, and I go and watch them. I just found a brand new channel today for me. And they're local, and that's really exciting to me. I think it's so much fun to find a YouTube. There's 2 YouTube channels I know of right now that are knitting podcast kind of channels, and they are both local to me, and I'm really excited because that means I could actually meet those people in person. That's really fun, and they're just adorable people anyway. So I'm really excited about that, but I get a little sad because I'm like, I can't spend all day. I just can't spend all day on YouTube as much as I would love to. And I have audiobooks that I want to listen to. And so it's like, do I listen to the YouTube? Do I listen to my audiobook? Do I watch a movie because I need to watch a movie? Or do I watch YouTube videos? Like, as much as I love y'all, it's really hard to keep up with y'all. It's really hard to see all the videos. But I know they're there, and I'm excited, and it's really fun to see them. I have one channel that I've started kind of watching, and I can't remember her name right now, but she is blind. She lost her sight probably about 5 years now ago, and it's been quite the adjustment for her, I'm sure. I know when my former sister-in-law was possibly losing her sight. She was starting to lose her sight. I think she had a surgery that allowed hers to return mostly, but she was having to go to school and learn Braille and learn all the things, and it was really hard for her. But this YouTuber, she actually still crochets. She's learned how to blind crochet. I'm not sure if she might, I don't know if she knits too, but she blind crochets for sure, and she offers blindfold challenges. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do blindfold challenges. I need to make videos and tag her in them and be a part of this and see what I can do. Because honestly, I've been scared of that kind of thing in my life. I was born with what's called a water cataract over one of my eyes, which basically means that I have a cataract over my eye, but it's clear. So a lot of times when you think cataracts, you see like that milky colored thing that, you know, coating that goes over our eyes when they're like, a lot of older people get them, older dogs, whatever. But I was born with a clear one, and so I cannot actually see out of that eye. I can get light. The big E's on the charts, the you know, when you go do a vision test, the big E is really blurry and hard for me to make out with that eye. And it literally for me is just brings in color, and I kind of get a fuzzy outline of shapes. So because of that, one of my fears in my life is if something were to happen to my good eye, I would be blind. It'd be like I'm legally blind in my right eye. If something were to happen to my left eye, I would be blind. So there's a part of me that's really scared to even try the blindfold challenge. There's a part of me that hears about people going blind, and it brings up all my fears. And if you can't tell, it's like legit. I'm not making this up. I am afraid. Because it wouldn't take much to lose the sight of an eye. And I just, as I get older and I need glasses more and more, that just, it brings that much more into my awareness. But I want to do the blindfold challenge. I want to see if I can crochet without my eyesight. I could play the piano. I couldn't read music, but I could memorize music and play the piano without my eyes. I know that I can do that. And I know that there are people that learn to art. They learn to do artwork without their eyesight. I think that would be hard for me. Because I get such satisfaction with seeing what I've done. So it's interesting. I don't know how she copes, but she seems to be doing it, and so I want to do some of her blindfold challenges and post them on my channel here. So those would be bonus videos. I'm excited because I have plans. I have so many plans for this channel. I have to just remind myself, one video at a time. One video at a time. You can do it. You don't think about all of them, just think about the next one. So the next one I will be doing is single crochet tutorial. I might actually do a tutorial for Judy's Magic Cast On, which is how you start a toe-up sock, or one of the ways you start a toe-up sock. It's the way I start my toe-up socks. It's the cast-on method that I learned, and I feel actually really confident. I don't have to look it up how to do it. I've done a few socks now, and so I just cast it on, and I'm really excited about it. I think I do a good job, and so I'm excited to teach you that. So that will probably be one of the next few. And I have decided that after I do my single crochet tutorial, I want to do a project tutorial using single crochets. I think I had, did I have an idea for that? Maybe. And then I will do a half double crochet tutorial, and I already know what my project is for that. And then I will do a double crochet tutorial, and I know what my project is for that. And then I'm not sure what tutorial will come after that. I have plenty of tutorials to do. Plenty of things, plenty of things, plenty of things. So those are just some of the plans for the channel, some of the plans for doing this. I love sharing with you guys what I see. I like when I watch and listen to podcasts, my favorite part is seeing what people are working on and what they finish. So I love that I get to share with you guys my finished objects and my works in progress, because I just think that's so fun to see what people have done. There are some people out there that just, like, there are some people that praise me, like, oh my gosh, you do such beautiful work. They're just so amazing and so talented, and I'm just like, okay, I feel, you know, like, this is just me. I'm like, I don't feel any special. But then I see some of the things that other people do, and I just think, wow, that's so beautiful. And they're probably thinking the same thing as I think, because especially with crochet, I've done it for so long that I forget that other people don't know how. Not that I forget that, but that I forget that people can be in awe of that, the same way I was in awe and still am in awe of knitting, because it was like, oh, that's so beautiful. I wish I could do that. And now I'm learning. I haven't learned how to do lace. I haven't really learned how to do color changes, color work. I'm getting there, and so I love seeing what people are doing. I love seeing the simple things. I love seeing their socks. I love seeing their dishcloths. I love seeing their fancy things. I especially love seeing it's like, this is my first time trying it kind of videos, because those are really exciting. I'm like, oh my gosh, good job, you tried something new. I just love that. And so I love doing these videos, because these videos are videos where I get to share with you guys some of the things that I love to see in other people's videos. And with that, it is most definitely time to go to bed. Remember to let your light shine. I'm gonna say it the way I do it on my other channel, because it's, to me, so incredible. Let your light shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. I want to see your soul light shine through in your work. And I'll see you guys next time.